Ever been at the table so long you get that feeling? You go all in, one heavy bet, and the whole world goes silent. All you can hear is your own heartbeat, a drum pounding like it's about to burst. Then the cards are revealed. A win. In that instant, time itself seems to freeze. Then, a massive wave of warmth explodes from your chest, surging through every limb. Blood roars into your head, your ears buzz, and everything you see is haloed in a golden glow. Only the pile of colorful chips just pushed toward you, still warm from other hands, feels like the sole reality in the universe. You can't help but slam the table or pump a fist in the air, a voice inside you roaring hysterically, "Fuck yes! I knew it! I am a god!" Like the most rigorous, obsessive scientist, you immediately begin to deconstruct your victory. You replay every thought, every heartbeat, every so-called calculation before the bet, attributing the win to your killer instinct, your iron nerve, your unerring judgment. You can even weave a flawless, fateful narrative around this victory. A number you dreamed of last night, the color of a car you saw this morning, even the dealer's imperceptible hesitation while shuffling, all become ironclad proof of your stroke of genius. You take these random, unrelated fragments and forcibly string them together with your unique logic into a perfect chain of cause and effect. And at the end of that chain, standing there gleaming, is you, the genius who sees all and controls everything. You feel that this was all deserved, the inevitable reward for your superior intellect and courage. If someone next to you advises caution, you'll eye them sideways, tapping your chips with a crisp, arrogant clatter, and scoff. "See? If I'd listened to you, I'd have missed this. If you don't have the guts or the brains for this game, stay off the table." That feeling, that sense of utter self-worship, that godlike perspective of seeing clarity while all others are lost in a drunken haze, that's 1,000 times better than the money itself, isn't it? It's like the strongest liquor, burning with heroic fire as it goes down, making you feel invincible, able to dance with the god of probability and see fate's whole card. But what if the hand goes south? What if you lose? The entire world you meticulously constructed instantly collapses. The atmosphere changes completely. You might stare at the card that dealt the fatal blow, or the die that stopped on the wrong number, a curse unconsciously slipping from your lips. Shit, so close. And then, your scientifically rigorous system of analysis instantly crashes. Not just a blue screen, but a full-on CPU meltdown. You would never dream of reviewing where your chain of logic went wrong. Instead, you frantically search for an external culprit. You'll blame the dealer's technique today, wondering if your energies are clashing, or maybe the casino is rigging it behind the scenes, targeting a master like you. You'll blame the guy next to you for coughing and scaring away your good fortune. You'll blame not wearing your lucky red underwear, blame your wife for asking, "Going to play again today?" as you left. You blame luck, feng shui, the stars, the blind heavens. In short, 1,000 mistakes, a million wrongs, but none of them are your fault. The brilliant and heroic self from a moment ago vanishes, replaced by a tragic hero, down on his luck, betrayed by the entire world. You'll even tell yourself and anyone who will listen, "You know, I had a bad feeling about it. Something felt off. I knew this hand was trouble. I never should have made that bet." See? You're a prophet once again. Only this time you accurately predicted your own failure. This way, your brilliance remains untarnished. You merely lost to an irresistible force. Won? My genius. Lost? Bad luck. This is the gambler's classic performance, and also his most fatal trap. A seemingly perfect, self-contained cognitive loop we build with our own hands. We all live and even thrive in this self-made trap. Why? Because admitting you're not good enough is too painful. Admitting you're just a pathetic creature, trembling before the whims of random probability, is too damaging to the ego. So we must find a technical component to our actions. In the dead of night, if you're honest with yourself, you know better than anyone that your big win had very little to do with your so-called judgment or analysis. Your feelings, your patterns, are nothing but your brain's instinctive attempt to impose order and find rules in chaotic, lawless random events, a form of self-soothing. The long dragon, the single chop, the big eye road, the small road, the cockroach road in Baccarat, the long streak of reds on the roulette wheel, the specific triple that hasn't appeared in ages in sick bow. In the eyes of a mathematician, These are all just a series of independent random events. Like flipping a coin, the previous outcome has zero influence on the next. But in our eyes, the eyes of gamblers, these are divine secrets. Codes that the universe is leaking through the casino to chosen ones like us. We study these roads with the intensity of a student cramming for a final exam, sacrificing sleep and food, preparing pens of different colors to mark up grids until they look like research that could win a Nobel Prize. A win proves the road was correct and that we successfully cracked the code. A loss means the road suddenly broke. It's a fluke, not a failure of skill. We are also masters of a trick called confirmation bias, and we play it to perfection. Our brains automatically bold, magnify, and highlight any evidence that proves our theories right, while automatically blocking, shrinking, and ignoring the mountains of counter-evidence that prove we're fools. You can play 100 times with a sure-win system you invented, lose 99 times, but if you win that one crucial time, you will infinitely amplify that victory. You'll replay it in your mind, drone on about it to others like a broken record, using it to prove your method is viable, and that the previous failures were just a matter of bad timing or an insufficient bankroll. This self-deception is more addictive than any drug. It makes you feel not like a pitiful wretch at the mercy of probability, but like an unappreciated technical master who holds the truth. In any casino or online platform, you can always find these gurus, surrounded by novices or revered as gods in group chats, listening to them pontificate about their methods, how they nurture a streak, how to catch the dragon's head, how to sense a shift in the flow. That feeling of being worshipped, trusted, of your words deciding others' fates, grotesquely satisfies our deepest cravings for control and self-worth. This craving is the true core temptation of gambling. Money sometimes is just a byproduct of that feeling of control points to prove you're the man. This cognitive trap is so solid because it has several powerful accomplices that make it impossible to escape. The first is the damned near-miss effect. You bet on big and it comes out small, but only by a single point. You bet on a number and the one right next to it hits. Your team is defeated in the final second. This feeling of almost winning is far more torturous and dangerous than a clean loss. It doesn't make you think your judgment was wrong. Instead, it creates a powerful illusion. My direction was right. My analysis was sound. I was just a hair's breadth away from a win. The next one is bound to hit. This near-victory experience stimulates the same brain chemicals as a real win. Dopamine gets you excited, creating an overwhelming impulse. I'm so close to success. It would be a shame to give up now. This is especially true on online platforms, where elaborate sound effects and animations give you the most splendid encouragement when you almost win, making you feel regretful and indignant. So you double your bet and start down the road of no return called the chase. The second accomplice is the most toxic yet powerless oath every gambler swears to themselves. I'll quit when I break even. When you're seeing red, suffocating under huge losses, the initial ambition to win a car or win a house has long vanished. The only thought in your head is to claw back what you've lost. Just get back to your original stake, and you'll cash out immediately, delete the app, and swear off gambling for life. This thought is like a glimmer of light in a dark ocean, a life raft that makes you feel your actions are rational, goal-oriented, not out of control but part of a recovery plan. But it is precisely this seemingly reasonable goal that nails you to the gambling table and pushes you into a deeper abyss. To break even, you'll tap into money you would never otherwise touch. Your children's tuition, your parents' retirement fund, your company's cash flow. You'll place bets you cannot possibly afford to lose. The initial annoyance of losing a paycheck turns into the terror of losing your savings, then the despair of losing your property. Your mindset shifts from offense to defense, from greed to fear. Under such high pressure and desperation, you cannot make a single wise decision. You just fall into probability's trap again and again, until the thought of breaking even becomes, if I can just get half back, then anything is better than nothing. And finally, complete numbness and despair. The initial promise of breaking even becomes an unreachable shore, and you are trapped in a bitter sea of unwillingness, battered by the waves, sinking ever deeper. The third and most insidious accomplice, we'll call it the winner's curse. Many people think, wouldn't it be great to win a huge sum right at the start? Wrong. That's often the fastest express train to hell. When you unexpectedly and easily win a large amount of money, Its weight in your mind is completely different from the money you earn through hard work. It feels unreal, like you found it. You don't feel bad spending it, and if you lose it back, you think, it was house money anyway. What's more terrifying is that it completely shatters your value system. You can work yourself to death for a month and not make what you just won or lost in a few minutes at the table. This makes work, effort, and struggle seem laughable and meaningless. Furthermore, this huge victory becomes an indelible benchmark in your mind. It makes you believe in miracles, believe you are the chosen one. From then on, small wins no longer satisfy you. You will pour more time and money into replicating that one glorious moment until you've returned that lucky windfall with interest, along with everything else you originally owned, back to the casino. That big win wasn't a blessing from fate. It was the devil giving you a high-limit credit card, allowing you to overdraft all your future peace and happiness. As you sink deeper into the win is me, lose is fate cycle, you are actually building a wall around yourself, a labyrinthine wall that completely isolates you from the real world. The theme of your life is no longer your career prospects, the warmth of your family or gatherings with friends, but rather the juice, the spread, the odds, the rakeback, getting out of the hole, going bust. When you chat with friends, they talk about news, celebrities, the trivia of life. You're absent-minded, unable to hear a word. Your brain filled with numbers, charts, and trends. You find their topics childish, boring, and meaningless. You become withdrawn because the normal world feels slow. Its steady pace is unbearable. Only the life or death swings of a bet, decided in seconds, can stimulate your nerves, which have already been numbed by overstimulation. You also become a prolific liar with increasingly sophisticated techniques. You have to invent all sorts of reasons to explain the mysteriously disappearing money, to cover up your unaccounted for time. It starts with, I had dinner with friends, evolves to a family member got sick and needed money, then an investment failed, even going so far as to forge contracts and chat logs. You become the director and lead actor in a world built on your own lies. You lie to your closest family, to your most trusted friends, and in the end, you lie to yourself, telling yourself every night before bed, this is the last time, tomorrow I'll start fresh. But when the sun rises, you, like a zombie, uncontrollably open that familiar website. This wall gets higher and thicker. The sun can't get in, and you can't see the world outside. The tears and heart-wrenching pleas of your loved ones sound like noise and bad juju to you, only making you more irritable. The concern and help from friends seem like obstacles from people who don't get it, trying to pull you off the only path to a quick comeback. Your world eventually shrinks to the size of a phone screen or a greasy gambling table. Your personality begins to completely fracture. Outwardly, you strive to maintain the mask of a normal person. Perhaps you're still the gentle employee, the filial son. But once you enter the gambling state, you become someone else. A red-eyed, unfeeling, obsessive maniac who sees only winning and losing. You completely lose your sense of value. The $10,000 you earn from a month of hard work is just a few minutes' wager at the table. It's no longer your family's living expenses or your child's tuition. It's just a cold number to be bet. You can no longer derive any pleasure from a hearty meal, a great movie, or a warm family gathering. Your joy and pain are entirely hijacked by unpredictable outcomes. The entire world fades to black and white. Only the moment the cards are turned or the result is announced is in color. Your body is hollowed out. Chronic late nights, tension, and anxiety keep your nerves perpetually on edge. Heart palpitations, night sweats, indigestion, hormonal imbalances. Your body is holding a long, slow funeral for your insane soul. Do you really think your opponent is the emotionless dealer, the other gamblers, or even the bookie or house hiding behind the internet that you hate with a passion? Wrong. Our true opponent has only ever been one thing, the casino itself, or rather, the cold, ruthless, infallible, and ever-patient mathematical laws behind it. The casino is not a person. It is a meticulously precise, unfeeling meat grinder for wealth. It doesn't need luck. It has two blades that cut through iron like mud, the rake and the house edge. When you win, it takes a cut. When he wins, it takes a cut. As long as people are playing, as long as money is flowing, it is always winning. It's like a colossal, slowly rotating galaxy, using a faint but constant gravitational pull to slowly, irreversibly suck everyone's wealth, hope, and life toward the black hole at its center called the house. The money you win by luck is essentially just on loan from the casino. It's in no hurry. It has all the patience in the world, and with probability as its sharpest weapon, it will sooner or later reclaim that money, along with your principal, your house, and your future. You, with your emotions, your greed, your fear, your wishful thinking, and your so-called skills, are fighting a supercomputer that runs on pure calculation and logic. From the moment you sit down at the table, it is a war you are destined to lose. You think you're matching wits with it. In its eyes, you're just another predictable customer, arriving on schedule to pay your stupidity tax. So where is the way out? Are you truly trapped in the maze you built, with no escape? There is a way out, but it is exceptionally difficult, perhaps more painful than any rush you've ever experienced at the table. It's not about finding a better sure win system, nor is it about hoping for a tide-turning stroke of luck next time. The only way out is to completely, utterly, and mercilessly shatter that altar within your heart, that arrogant illusion of "I won because I'm brilliant" that has sustained you until today. You must accept, deep in your soul, as you accept that 1 + 1 = 2, one simple fact. In this game, you are not the hero who commands the winds and clouds. You are just an ordinary mortal, utterly defenseless against absolute probability. Your past glorious victories that you love to brag about weren't because you were brilliant. They were pure luck, the random result of a coin flip happening to land on your side a few times in a row. It means nothing. This admission is the first and most painful step out of the maze because it amounts to a complete negation of your past self-worth, knocking you back to square one. Only when you truly admit your own powerlessness can you begin to calmly examine the absurdity of the game. Only then can you shift your gaze from the illusory patterns and odds and look again at your real life, at the family you have hurt and who have cried for you, at the person in the mirror, ravaged and hollow-eyed from the torment of gambling. There are no shortcuts on this path. It is filled with the agony of withdrawal and the torment of facing reality. A huge void of aimlessness will threaten to swallow you whole. But only by taking this path can you, brick by brick, rescue the self who built the maze in the first place. Remember, my friend, in a casino, the real winner is never the person who makes the most money. It's the person who can walk out of that casino door without a single look back and never return. In this war, the only victory is a dignified surrender, and then going home,